Welcome back. You are now looking at the search term Think Insights, and there is a website that Google has called Think with Google. If you go to thinkwithgoogle.com, what this site actually is it gives us the marketing significance of certain topics in internet marketing as well as marketing in general. So what we can do is we can always look at our term in light of some of the research that Google has been doing. All we'll need to do is to use the search and then write in our search term. Now, it may be that our term doesn't have any particular relevance, so we might need to broaden it. And in this particular case, we might have to broaden it again. And what we'll start to see is that there is insight on broader terms when it comes to marketing from Google's perspective. Think with Google is divided into three basic areas: consumer insights, marketing research, and advertising channels. So if you want to understand your search term from a marketing perspective, you'll want to go to Think with Google and then place it inside of the parameters. And then if you don't find it, continue to broaden the term until you find the basic structure of where Google intersects your term. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Now, another way to look at our keyword is to look at it within a patent search. And Google has a patent search at patents.google.com. And you can actually access that website. And what you're going to do is you're going to write in your term. In some cases, you may have to narrow the term. In some cases, you may have to broaden the term. But as you write it out, what Google will do is it will actually go and look for patents with those search terms. Now, what you will be able to do is you will be able to look at all of the different ways that individuals and companies have looked to patent on those search terms. You can look at the top results by filing date, who filed, who the inventors were. You can also narrow down the terms inside of Google Patents as well as do it by date. So again, if you want to look at some pre-commercial activity on your keyword, you can actually do it through the patent search at patents.google.com. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. In conclusion, we are now looking at research.google.com, and there is a certain subset of this site that will give you access to the published papers from individuals working at Google. And quite a bit of the work that Google does is research, and you can actually go to look for your search term to see if there is any research significance through Google. Now, of course, you may have to broaden your term or you may have to narrow it down, but you will typically be able to find that there has been some research done in proximity to a topic that you are looking at. So in this particular case, we're going to write in low carb. And this may not be of significance, so we might have to broaden out the search. And you'll see 19 published papers from individuals from Google. Now again, this doesn't mean that it will have direct relevance in terms of the research that you're doing, but it will give you insight as to what the people at Google are doing around your search term and how it relates to how it's being treated in the index. Most of the research is machine learning as well as marketing, but occasionally you will find some research that is behavioral in its approach. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you either in another video or in another course. Typically, when you are doing a search, Google will attempt to bring you the most relevant results. And in some cases, it may or may not bring back the exact word. In this particular case, you can see that where the search term is dieting, and in some cases, Google brings back low carb diet, believing that this is most relevant. However, we may very well want our search to reflect only low carb dieting, and we can actually take care of that by going into our URL. We're going to go all the way to the end, and then we're going to put into the end &sign TBS equals LI:1. So we're going to put all that information into the end of our URL. And what we're going to do is we're then going to click enter. Now what's going to happen is that we are then going to only get the words low carb dieting, and we're going to get those words verbatim. And again, what we've done is we've eliminated the words low carb diet because we're assuming we want specifically these words low carb dieting. It is a way for us to narrow down our search even more and get better search results. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Now, it may be that we want to find out if there is any local activity around our keyword. Now, in this particular case, our keyword is low carb dieting. So what we want to do is we want to go to the URL. We want to hit Control End, come all the way to the end, and then we're going to put in another search parameter to append our URL. And you'll see that URL is &, TBM equals LCL. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit local. And what you'll see here is that Google says that there are no local results. But the search engine does go to look to try to find anything within its database that says that there's something local with respect to these keywords. So again, this is a great way of being able to even drill down even further into your keyword and to see its local relevance. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.